we are going to proceed on with our lesson on how to analyze literary works, particularly how to answer literature questions, literary work. And the question that we are going to discuss today is this one here, NECTA 2019, question number, this is question number, the question states, using the poems A Freedom Song by Mnewa, M.O. and Song of Lawino by ETETA to portray oppression and its relevance. We know the meaning of oppression? Yes. Oppression. Yes. Relevance? Yes. Okay. Relevance means how what is stated or found in the poem is related to what is happening in the what? Society. So we are going to use these two poems. We are going to use these two poems. The first poem is Song of Lawino, and is to show, using the poem A Freedom Song and Song of Lawino, we are going to answer this question. Now, the issue here is how to answer the question, okay? Yes. How do you answer the question? How do you relate this oppression in relation to the relevance to the community, okay? Yes. That is what we are after. Now, what is the target of the question? The target of the question, this is the target of the question, is to test. The target of the question is to test the candidate's ability to read and appropriately interpret the literary works, but also to test the candidate's ability to relate what they have read with what is taking place in the what? In the society. So, to start with, when you start answering this question, start with the first poem, and then finish up with the second poem. We have two poems here that have been given. The first poem and the second poem. So you start with the first one. When you are done with the first one, you move to the second poem. So mention the poems and the poets, the writers of the poem, and define any keyword of the question where necessary. It's important that you have to state, you have to mention the poems that you're going to use and the writers of those poems. Is that right? Yes. When answering the question, stick to what the question demands, the demands of the question. Don't go beyond the demands of the question. How oppression is done is explained in the poem by the poet, and the real life situation in the what? In the community. So you relate what is spoken in the poem with what is taking place in the community. So provide evidence of such oppression by making quotation. You have to make quotation. For example, from stanza, a certain stanza, stanza 2 maybe, or stanza 1, the poet said this and this and this, in ways, in a certain ways. So that is what we call quotation. You have to quote. And answer the question by giving out 6 points as per instruction from the examiner. Because the question states we have to provide how many points? 6 points. Okay? Yes. Now let us proceed. How to answer the question. Okay? So the theme of oppression and its relevance in the society is well explained in the poem A Freedom Song. It explains a lot about the relevance by Mnewa and Song of Lawino, which is written by ETETA. Now, first, in the poem A Freedom Song, said you have to start with the first one and then finish up with the second. The poet has discussed the issue of child oppression. We know child oppression, eh? Yes. Child oppression through the child labor. That a child is a person who is below 18 years. So the poet has used the Atieno. You remember this? Atieno? Yes. Has used Atieno to show child oppression through child labor, where her uncle overworks her when she was only 8 years old. So she had to do all the domestic work and waking up early in the morning. This is proved in stanza 1 when the poet said, so that is now quotation. You understand? Yes. That you don't simply state, but you have to give evidence from the poem. So in stanza 1, it states, in stanza 1, that is stanza 1, Atieno washes dishes. Atieno plucks. Atieno plucks the chicken. Atieno works up air, beds up her bed down in the kitchen. Atieno 8 years old. Atieno yo, you can see. So there is the evidence extracted from the poem. So when answering the poem, you have to make sure that include examples from the stanza or the base. From stanza planning, from base planning, like that, okay?
Yes.
And therefore, the stanza above, that we read, the stanza above proves that there is child what? Operation in terms of child
labor.
So the issue of child operation in terms of child labor still exists in our society, okay?
Yes.
Since many children are working in small industries, but also you can find some of them working in the mining sectors. Okay. So second, the poet has portrayed the issue of child operation. The issue of child operation has been expressed in terms of not being paid. That is, Atieno was not paid by her uncle, and the pretext was that this is the daughter of my sister, so I don't need to pay her. That is exploitation. That is exploitation. So in our societies, we have also the issue of child labor. We have this problem. So in our societies, many children are working in small industries and mining sectors, but some of them can be found in our families at the age of 8, 9, 10, you see?
Yes.
Those are below 18 years.
Yes.
Second, the poet has portrayed the issue of child operation in terms of not being paid. So the poet shows how Atieno was exploited by her own uncle. She had to work and do all the domestic chores without any pay. This is probably the second stanza when the poet says, so you have to give evidence. It's not only the matter of saying there was child labor or Atieno was overworked. No, you have to provide evidence. So the evidence is provided in the second stanza. As you can see, since she is my sister's daughter, Atieno needs no pay. While she works, my wife can sit, chewing every Sunday with her earnings I support Atieno yo. That is the evidence to show that it is true that there was child labor and there was exploitation, because she was not paid anything. She worked in vain. There was no payment. Therefore, the stanza above proves that there is child operation in terms of what? Exploitation. The problem is also common in our society. Don't we have such a problem in our society?
We have.
We have. So since there is exploitation of children and housemaids in different families where they work, and some of the housemates are not paid. They are not paid anything. The only payment for them is eating food at home, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is also relevant. So in the poem, we are done with the first poem, okay?
Yes.
What is the first poem? Freedom song. A freedom song. So you can see, we started the first one, we are done with the first one, then we move to the second poem. What is the second poem?
Songs of Lawino and Oko.
Okay, songs of Lawino and Oko. So in the poem Song of Lawino and Oko, the poet tried also to show the issue of operation, which is closely related to what takes place in the society. First, the poet portrayed the issue of women operation in terms of being considered valueless by their husbands. That women are being oppressed, especially by the ruthless husbands. The poet has shown how Lawino is complaining on how her husband compares her with the what? The rubbish in the rubbish pit, by the way. This is from, as she says, he compares me with the rubbish in the rubbish pit. So the woman is treated like a valueless, someone who has no value, someone who can be oppressed, someone who can be exploited. Sometimes you can find the husband is employed, but cannot provide even 10,000 shillings to his wife to go and buy something. That is exploitation, because you have to take care of your wife, and actually you are not supposed to humiliate or oppress her. So oppression has also been shown. Therefore, the quotation above proves that women are oppressed by being considered valueless. So the problem is also in our society. It's prevalent. It's relevant to our society, where society members regard women as inferior, while men are regarded as superior. You see?
Yes.
But generally speaking, or frankly speaking, the issue of exploitation, the issue of oppression, they are very common in our society. There are things which are very relevant. That is, what is stated in the poem can also be found in our society. It is something that is real. It is a real situation. People are being oppressed. People are being exploited. Child labor is there. Okay? Exploitation of the housemates is there. They are being exploited. Okay? Yeah, and some other things related to that. So when the poet writes down a poem, it means he or she does not write from virtue. He writes because he is also among the community members. So it's just like literature. We talk about literature, it's like a meal that reflects what is happening in the society. So that is how you can answer this question. And lastly, in conclusion now, the government can teach its people to eradicate all the forms of oppression so that people can live happily, hence form a stable society which is free from what? From conflicts. Because sometimes exploitation and oppression can be the major source of conflict in the society. Can you just try to imagine, for example, if a mom knew that my brother overworks my daughter, do you think that that sister would be happy?
No.
Because what is done by her brother? No, she would not be happy. It means that could develop some sort of misunderstanding. The misunderstanding between one person and another. So exploitation, oppression, all these things have to be eradicated in the society. They are not good to be followed. So that is how you can show the relevance of the poem to the community at large. That clear?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Any question?
When we are explaining the relevance of the book to the society,
Okay.
can we also say how to remove, for example, I'm explaining about maybe in that song of Lawino,
Yes.
the exploitation of that woman.
Okay.
Can you also explain the things that we can do so as to remove the exploitation?
Exactly. You can set them shortly, in brief. Shortly, you can do. But actually, the issue here, the question is about the relevance. We are very interested in the relevance. That what is stated in the poem, does it exist in the society or it doesn't exist? Okay?
Yes.
Does it exist? If it exists, then we have to provide evidence from the society. So we connect what is happening in the society and what is stated in the poem. That is the area of interest. Though you can suggest, you can recommend that this one can be stopped by doing this and this and this. It's possible. Yeah, you won't be off target. You just be within the lane. Okay? All right. So we are done with our lesson today. How was the lesson?
It was fun.
Is it clearly understood?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So next time we are going to see another question. We are going to discuss another question on the same subject. It's about analyzing literary works, especially the nectar questions. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. I wish you a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you for listening. All the best.
Thank you.